Hey everybody, welcome back, and I think we're going to be hopping into the finals in a moment. There's a lot of hype going on over yonder, so I'm assuming that's going to be the case. Sincerely, thank you all for joining us. This has been a blast. I know that the time for this is not exactly opportune for the majority of our viewers, so if you guys are watching the VOD of this later, you also have my love and thanks for watching the VOD in the first place. But we have the lobby lined up. It's going to be Myungsik. Myungsik coming out versus Dream. Frost is going to be the final destination for this.
Yeah. I mean, Myungsik has had some pretty decent results, but he wasn't like the first contender that I saw when I looked at the list for them. It was Innovation, and then Sue, and then Classic, and then last was Myungsik for me. But Myungsik actually had a really good performance when they faced off for the winners final again. So not against this team, but against the other team they played. I don't remember who it was. So he's actually like a really scary Protoss, I feel, for anyone to go up against, but especially a Terran too.
Well, I've got more thoughts on that in a moment. Making sure we get the players, though, introduced in the top right. He's the newcomer to the arena, and he's stepping his foot down to try and win. This best of one, context, guys, is worth $2,000. That's what the difference between first and second place. So Myungsik's got a lot riding on this best of one. In the top right side, the red Protoss, Myungsik.
And on Frost in the bottom left as the blue Terran, he is Dream. Nailed it.
Okay, so Myungsik, one of the things I wanted to talk about is the reason I fell in love with this kid when it was the Alima League, when it was harder, the Swarm, when it was early Legacy, was he was doing more offset things. And I don't mean cheesy necessarily, like always proxy Stargates, but he would do things that were like Colossus Phoenix and other things that players just weren't used to seeing. I guess what you would almost equate to the equivalent of mech for Protoss, right? Just like that style that you're not used to playing against, but still works. I don't know how Myungsik's playing nowadays. Honestly, we haven't got to see him much, so I'm hoping to see something really awesome out of him. I would love to see that old school Myungsik at the same time, however.
Yeah, I mean, he was certainly trying to do Phoenix Colossus and Legacy of the Void.
He's all about Phoenix anything, man. I feel like this guy just mixes Phoenix with anything. Right?
Well, yeah, that's true.
Like, you know how cranberry goes with every juice? Like, cran apple, cran banana, all that.
Yeah.
Like, he is the cranberry.
It's a good analogy. Yeah, he was trying to do it early on, and then he kind of like disappeared for a while, so no one really knew him like, you know, that much anymore. And then he came back a little bit, and obviously he's here now after a good performance to get them to the finals. But he was trying that. It didn't work out. But we're back. We kind of got like full circle, which happens in these expansions where it's like, no, this will never work. No, trust us. Like, you can't do it. Wait a minute. 7 months later, oh, yeah, you can do it. Where maybe Phoenix Colossus still isn't the thing to do, but Colossus on 2 base has become the thing to do again. Like, it has really come back to like Wings of Liberty. Like, I got 1 Colossus in 3 centuries. I hope to God you don't sign my Colossus. So he might try and go back to what he loved the most, which is Phoenix Colossus.
Well, despite being scouted, the probe going to get picked off, so not a lot more to be done from Myungsik for the time being. Obviously, if you can get that guy out of there and put a pylon or something later, that'd be nice. Thanks for the title tease, guys. I know, okay, it happened. Get over it. But we got the Stargate. Not so surprising out of Myungsik. Again, like, maybe it's Phoenix for an opener, maybe it's Oracle, but you can almost guess more often than not this guy's going to have Phoenix incorporated in some part of his build. And the reason I really like that for the more nowadays TVP is Liberators are a big problem. Medevac drops are a big problem. Phoenixes will do a great job of policing both of those aspects.
Yeah, with proper control for sure. I'm like, the Stargate opener is fine. That's, you know, a very common opener in this matchup. Or fairly common, I should say. But does he also add on those Colossus, and how quickly does he add on the Colossus? Because that's the way a lot of the Protosses are playing right now. Especially, I guess, like on a map like Frost, where the third base isn't necessarily a given. It's not Dusk Towers, but it's not Dasson Station either.
It's like, I feel like you could rate other people based on that. Like him, he's a bit of a weird guy. He's like a 4 Dasson out of 10. Like,
you probably could, because like Dasson doesn't just mean short. Like, you're not calling that person short. It means like they're interesting. Okay, they're different.
very true. All right, well, Stimpack kicks off for Dreams. We're not going to see anything strange out of him. As the Oracle comes across the map, though, for Myungsik, I am going to keep an eye on that production tab and see if he goes into his famed Phoenixes. He may not touch them at all, and if he doesn't, I'll be personally a little bit sad for it, but he's also a player who does not need to stick to Phoenixes. I was really bringing it up before because he does cool stuff with them, but this is a guy, he's going to hit you with like Adept Elements, he'll use Archons, use Storms, you name it. Like, Myungsik is very well versed with Protoss.
So he goes for the quick expansion behind the Oracle opener, which is really safe, actually. Like, it's not that many units, but you know exactly what you're dealing with. You know, you get into the main base, you get the Revelation on the drops. It still doesn't make it any less difficult to defend, though, like when the Terran's ready with their medevacs. It just means that you know what to expect. The third base means you got another entire section to cover with a very limited amount of units. That's ideally where the Phoenix would be able to help if he was building Phoenixes. Since he's not, okay, we're back to the production depth. Since he's not, then I gotta expect that Blink comes out first. Because without Blink, without Phoenixes, and like literally only the Mothership core, Dream could just go ham on drops.
Yeah, and should, given the opportunity too. Nothing's worse than wasted opportunities in StarCraft, but, well, unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna see either player get too crazy soon. Just gonna wait for that starport to finish up before the action really kicks off.
Yeah. The good news is for Myungsik, I think watching, getting in there with the Oracle and seeing what Dream is doing, Dream went for a lot of bio. So he'll have this very scary ground army, but it wasn't the fastest, you know, medevacs. If he was going fast medevacs, and they're already like zooming around doing the damage, and they're taking advantage of the lack of anti-air. So I think that Myungsik is going to be anticipating like a direct attack, either on his third or on his natural. That's up to him to actually scout. But with a direct attack, he'll probably do okay against it.
I really like the Marines instead of down there trying to catch anything that flies by, but there's Phoenix. There's the first one. I am such a big fan of Phoenix, but again, like, this is going to help with those medevacs a lot. Like, a lot.
Yeah, yeah. And if they don't take care of like drops, if Dream is not doing that style of play as a Terran, then they're certainly going to be great for making sure to chase down the medevacs after you take a good engagement on the ground. So it is going to be the Phoenix Adept Resident Englaves, makes sense. It's something to cover the drops, basically, is what you need, and you can decide what composition you want to go for from that. But what is also going to come out of this Robotech? So again, Colossus, I was going to bring that up, and maybe he will eventually get a Colossus, but we've also been seeing a lot of the times when someone does go for those Colossus, like Hero did it a couple of times, that it's actually the lack of Immortals that ends up really being a problem for the Protoss. They'll not be able to quite kill the Marauders because they just went for the Colossus straight off with the Robo.
Well, very nice warping from Myungsik. I mean, a lot of Adepts on the ground. He's got Resonating Leaves just completed. That +1 weapons will actually finish up before combat shields, so he will be able to take down these Marines in 2 shots.
Yeah. This is combined, all 4 medevacs and all the units in them. That's a pretty strong force, but Dream might just be looking to go for that double-pronged attack. This might be difficult for Myungsik to hold. He doesn't have really that many Phoenixes.
The stasis trap is so good!
That was really
good.
That's
like 60% of the army. Now the Adept's just going to come on in. This is going to be devastating for Dream. There's no way to save those Marines.
Oh, yeah, there's not. I'm surprised he didn't try and focus fire the Phoenixes down, so at least his medevacs will be able to pick up again. There's only 4 of them, so in a desperate situation, he could have tried to run away.
No. There's going to be a massacre coming out of this. He's going to still try and fight it out, but these Adepts are just going to get those shots. That +1 up is going to be fantastic. As he takes out the Marines, the Phoenixes come back in. Those medevacs are really, really in danger if they get caught.
Yeah. The Phoenixes actually stopped for whatever reason. They probably could have continued chasing. There we go now, actually using a bit of dead space too. But only a limited number of Phoenixes. Don't want to dive too far forward. Myungsik has an excellent defense. And now Dream, who had like this fairly good-sized army, just got wrecked, by the way. Now what does he do? Like, he's going to try and get Widow Mine, which is absolutely a good answer. But did he start them early enough? Does he have enough by the time that Myungsik comes forward here? Because Myungsik knows he has an advantage.
By the way, if anyone's dedicated enough to go back and clip that stasis trap, tweet it to me. I will retweet the crap out of it. That was so sick out of Myungsik. But the base is going to get killed. Oh
my god, it's like 5 seconds away.
Okay, oh boy.
Well, it's still terrible. Like,
okay,
Myungsik doesn't end the game where maybe he could have had he had a War Prism automatically here. I thought he built one. Oh, it's in the main base right now.
Just warping in 8 more Adepts over there. Zombie Grub's having a grand old time. The map, it's getting pushed back though, almost to a dangerous degree. But these Adepts are going to clean on every SCV they can get their hands on. A couple Marauders might try and stop this, but these Adepts, they shouldn't really be quickly cleaned up. There should be a lot more damage that comes with this.
This is devastating. And behind this, Myungsik is going into those Stalkers. He'll actually have more anti-air than just the 3 Phoenixes. I assume he's going to be getting some Colossus from the Robotics Bay, and Dream just can't deal with that. He's still trying to deal with the Adepts, basically.
He's down to like 36 workers or something like that. It's not looking good. Widow Mines get picked up and scooped out of the ground. Not a problem for these Phoenix. They want to give chase to those medevacs, but the couple of Marines are actually scary enough to keep them back.
Yeah. Dream knows he's in a really bad position too. There's not much he can do though. Like, the biggest thing about Terran for comebacks, well, A, mules, but then B, medevac drops. But if he's really scared of Phoenix is constantly finding his medevacs, which he should be, you know, Mexico has some pretty good map coverage, then there's not much he can do.
The interesting question to me right now is, like, I thought this would be straight up quick to Colossus, but it might be disruptors, depending on how Myungsik wants to play this. But with the weapon upgrades being emphasized, I would really hope we do see Colossus, to be honest.
The game might just end before we see anything from that Robo.
That's true. Widowmine's looking for some pops. They go off on the Phoenix, and the Adepts get in here, but the Adepts actually run into a bit of a surround. The ones on the backside are doing fantastic, but the initial wave of Adepts go down. Widowmine's popping off left and right. Phoenixes are gone. These missile turns out of Dream have been fantastic, and Myungsik is actually not going to take his one side of a fight, as this looked like it was going to happen.
No, and he still needs those reinforcements, which aren't quite here. There they are, actually. Stalkers being warped in now. Liberators might be able to help out, but that's what the Blink is for.
Yeah, dive underneath and focus them down. Liberators are going to go down. Stalkers, however, get picked off by the Marauders. Not that much left, though. Marauders dangling in the air. The Phoenix is doing what they can to help out. Myungsik's army is small, but so is Dreams. And the question is, will Medivacs really be that good here?
I don't think so. Dreams not even minding.
Oh, big warp in. Way too big of a warp in. 8 more Adepts coming in. And yeah, I think you're right. There's very little to no mining going on over there, but oh, these Medivacs, they're just being slowly chipped away by the Phoenix. They're eventually all going to go down.
Yeah, the Medivac actually healing that army was like the biggest benefit Dream had, as opposed to be where the Phoenixes came in, but that missile turret was kind of a genius move by Dream. He did the best he could in a defensive situation.
I am getting worried from Myungsik, though. He's doing that classic thing where he's trying too hard to end the game, right?
I guess, yeah.
If he had pulled back and started banking up on Colossus, this game could go over in like 10 minutes, but it would be way more in his favor. Instead, as we see, he's struggling. The bunker was so sick out of Dream. The Medivac count's been cut, put down, but it kept him alive.
I mean, Myungsik can continue throwing away Adepts, though, as long as he's expanding. And he's on a 4th base. I think his main is actually still mining, because like how fast he's able to expand. And it's just, he has no problem replacing Adepts. If this was a Colossus army, he loses 5 Colossus, then okay, that's a big deal. But Adepts, not a problem for Myungsik to replace. A nice little drop might be able to get like a couple of probes, but 1 drop is not going to be able to just, it's not going to be able to return the damage.
Oh man, Myungsik looking to lock this down for his team. But, you know, for Dream, even though he may have survived, right, and he's got mules, okay, sure, Terran, it's still like 30 workers to 67. Barely 2 bases to 3. Another pickup. This orbital's going to go down. This is like game-ending damage, losing a base like this.
Yeah. I mean, the game was pretty close, but that should have been the tap-out had it not been the ace match, where, of course, you're going to try everything.
You got to fight to the last. Every breath and every unit counts, because there are no more games behind this.
Oh, the Widowmine. Oh, barely almost got that probe.
I hope he doesn't think, like, okay, now fine, the stacks
yeah,
back
right.
up,
like, let's do it. Dream is starting to, you know, poke and prod, and Myungsik is forced to look elsewhere, but he's not forced to retreat, which is what he needed. I don't think Myungsik ever got a Mothership Core.
Yeah, there's no photon overcharge, there's no recalls. That Widowmine gets about 5 probes, not too shabby. Push back up here on the top side, though. I wonder how big of a deal Mothership Core would have been to defending this.
I mean, it would have made it even easier. But
well, that's my point. Like, he cleans it up. Take 7 workers, would have been less workers, would have been, I don't know, but Colossus, yo, Colossus are finally on the field.
Yeah, he did pull back his army. I think that was not like oh my god, such severe damage going on my side of the map. It was probably just more like, well, I guess I don't have to kill you right now. Like, I can retreat and bulk up my army. And in doing so, I'll be able to clean up his mineral lines.
Another part of this, too, is the beauty of him having some time to breathe. He gets sentries now as well. Having Guardian Shields for the future fight is going to be fantastic. His upgrades already are better than that of Dreams. Not to mention Force Fields could cut off a large portion of that army.
Yeah.
I'm still worried about the Liberators, though. Honestly, Myungsik doesn't have a great way to deal with Liberators. You can warp in like 50 Stalkers and hope for the best, but that doesn't always work.
No. Dream, I think his Dream composition would be like 16 Widowmines and 20 Liberators. Just be like, I guess you can't touch me, right?
Like,
don't even need bio.
That's you do like this weird like 1 stalker at a time micro.
Yeah,
like.
exactly. But that's not actually the case. In fact, he's still pretty low on those really important units, only just not getting a couple more Widowmines, and that's really what he needed. Dream gonna continue buying time, lift his command center, try and drop. It's just, there's actually no reason for him not to A move, because there's not enough Widowmines to scare him from doing so.
No. This is too much. This was like the natural lifted over. That's the main gun, the natural gun. 1 base remains for Dream, and he's barely mining off of it in the bottom right.
Oh my god. Oh, the SCV slaughter.
Oh god, they're just like, oh god.
He was like gonna leave some of them, and he's like, nah, wait a minute, I'll just kill all of them.
Oh.
Oh, the last desperate move. No, but right into the army.
And
okay,
on top
well, what
of
are
it.
you
That's
doing?
game. That's
GG.
the series. Myungsik, ladies and gentlemen.
There
Taking
you go.
it here for Team Yok Samdong. Is that how you say that?
Yeah, it's pretty close, man.
Got
Good job,
there, got
man.
there ish. Congratulations to them. They'll take first place in the team league. 5 million won in their pockets. 3 million for the second place team. That equates to about $4,300 and $2,600 in the U.S., guys, but still a lot of money either way.
Just off his head. Yeah. Just sounded like you're saying it like off your head. Like, yeah, I know conversion.
It's like right over. I'm reading it off like Wikipedia. But this was awesome. This was great. This was a fantastic week in Korea. I know you guys want us to stick around and do an AMA, but honestly, we are pretty exhausted, and our plans are actually not to do something super excited for our last day, or my last day. It's to go back to the hotel and sleep, which just sounds so good right now. Oh, you have no idea.
Eat and sleep.
Eat and sleep. So we had a really fun week in Korea, and I'll tell you what, guys, when we're back, we got a little bit more casual stuff like Corsair Cups and stuff. We can talk about it more. She's been taking vlogs. I've been taking vlogs. You'll see them up on our YouTubes. What's your YouTube there, Zombie Grub?
Follow me on YouTube at youtube.com/zombiegrub.
And, of course, follow me on YouTube, youtube.com/RifkinDoesStuff, but more importantly, the BaseTradeTV channel as well, where you can catch the VODs for this. We got a nice username in chat. Give him some love, guys, and hope he cuts these up ASAP so you can catch them all. By the way, Joey, small request if you're listening. Don't do one VOD for this one. Make this 7 individual videos, please, because I want to link them in a certain way to certain people. That being said, though, guys, we're done. This was Korea. It was fantastic. We got to cast together. It was a wonderful time. I love casting with you live in person, Simon. It's always fun.
Yeah. Casting live in general is always so much more exciting. Like, the energy is there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it helps that we got this huge ass like convention center we're sitting in. Like, we can't show you guys, obviously, it's the camera, but this G-Star convention we're at is massive. Tons of stuff, absolutely everywhere. Hey, Olivia, come on, get in here. We're saying our goodbyes.
No.
No?
She doesn't want to.
Okay, well, anyways, we've been hanging out with Illinois for some of the weekend, too. We did the Alima League, obviously, which was first and foremost the reason we came to Korea. But, yeah, the VSL was a very nice surprise.
Yeah, it was a good addition to end off first day.
But that is going to wrap things up. So check out our channel sponsor, guys. Chase for Gaming, Yord, Corsair, you know the deal. All those good guys. G2A. I think that's all of them. I don't know. My brain's fried at this point. Don't forget the giveaway. Someone please link the giveaway in chat. We've got like less than a day left, and then we'll be drawing the winner when I get back home, and you guys can pick some pretty cool prizes. Yep. An awesome way to celebrate going to Korea and having a great time here at Twitch. So thanks to the people at VSL for letting us cast their finals. Thank you to Oli Moly for making the Alima League a thing that we could cast here as well and make this trip happen. I think that's it for things. I'm thank you'd out. So, guys, no, I got one more of me. Thanks for watching. We'll see you when we get home.
Bye. Bye.